Hey, everybody. Sit back, relax, and yada, yada, yada. You know the drill. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Shifty Sunday. I'm your host with the waffle that likes chocolate syrup on his waffle, Hebrew77. Welcome to Shifty Sunday.
Hey, 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 what do you say, Hebrew 77? Uh-oh, you went quiet, where are you?
Huh?
Oh, there you are.
Are we live?
Yes, we're live.
No, okay. Just checking.
Yeah, I was just looking at the comments here. We got File Fire in here. Hello, hello. And looks like we got John Nada. Looky there. We got the comments already going. Good job, guys. Thank you. That's awesome. So what's going on with you, Hebrew 77?
Oh, not much. Just finished setting my last physical clock that I have in my home an hour ahead. And, anybody that is there anybody out there, by the way, that has physical clocks? Because I noticed a lot of people are like, oh, I got it on my phone, it does it automatically. Oh, I got it in my car, it does it automatically. Oh, I got it on my computer, it does it automatically. I got it on my TV, it does it automatically. But does anybody still have the physical clocks? And I'm not talking about even so much digital clocks, but the physical clocks that you put on your wall. You got to put a battery in them, and actually you're supposed to put a battery in them every time we go through this stupid time change thing. And that's also the time you're supposed to change the batteries in your smoke alarm, or even get a new smoke alarm. I bet a lot of people don't know that.
Like most of the rest of them, I actually did not start getting wall clocks till I had, a visitor come over and was like, "For the love of God, would you please put some clocks on your wall?" It just really bothered the person
Mm-hmm.
that I had no clocks on my wall.
Well, I have two wall clocks. One doesn't even work right, so I didn't bother with it. And I did have a clock on my microwave. Of course, when you're setting the time on your microwave, a lot of people get confused because it'll say 24-hour and 12-hour. Well, it's a 12-hour, um, what do you call it? 12-hour cycle, and not a 24-hour cycle, because 24-hour is military time and 12-hour would be regular time.
Yeah, I got a kiddo who loves that military time. She refuses to use anything else. It's funny because I've never seen, a kid like that, but she really loves that military time.
Mm,
And you'll ask her what time it is, and she'll give you the military time.
yeah. Well, if you notice, there's a lot of people debating over whether or not daylight savings should be a thing. And there's actually a Mandela effect with daylight savings time. I'll get into that a little bit later, but I just want to talk about just the regular stuff right now. Regarding whether it should be kept or left alone, my thoughts on it are this: I think it should be left at an hour ahead. I honestly think that because we get an extra hour of daylight, it's a lot better for you, and it's so much better because it may not be true, but it makes it seem like you have more hours in the day, even though you probably really don't. You got natural light time, which is the natural time that it's going to get dark anyway. And, a lot of people are like, well, time's a man made concept. It is, but you still have to go by, a clock of some sort if you want to get any kind of sense to, how to start and end your day. And it's, especially like if you're working and whatever, you got a time clock, you got to punch in and whatnot. But but I'm amongst the people like who want to leave it alone, but I want to leave it alone with the hour set 1 hour ahead. I don't want it left alone with the hour set back. Now there are some states that already have this in their thing where they don't mess with the clocks and they have it. So you got like I think it's Indiana is one of the big ones I know because the reason why I mentioned Indiana because you got Chicago, which borders Indiana, and it's so weird, like that they're like an hour difference. So I think that's one of the states that does it. I'm not sure, but I think Wisconsin also does that. I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up, but I do agree that it does need to stay one particular time, but let's not fall it back because I like my daylight. I like to have as many hours in the day as I possibly can. I know I can't be the only one that feels that way.
Well, I'm with you when it comes to the spring forward. I would rather have it spring forward and just stay that way. I'm one that's, in the morning, I like when it starts out dark, especially in the summer when mornings are warm anyway and just a little breezy where I can go out on my porch, drink my coffee, and watch the sunrise.
Hmm.
Whereas
Mm-hmm.
I don't get up early enough a lot of the time to do that with fall back.
Mm-hmm.
And, with someone, who's diagnosed with depression, it is very, that sunlight, that daylight, it is very important. So when it's dark a lot, I really don't like those days.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm right there with you. I would rather just stay spring forward. I wish they just keep the time like this.
Yeah. Now getting to the Mandela effect, um, a lot of people remember daylight savings time, and it's actually daylight saving time, which is kind of weird because you don't have the S on there. You're saving daylight, but it be daylight savings like you're getting savings like how they do with a grocery ad like you're getting lots of savings. I don't know, it seems weird to say daylight saving time. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that's a Mandela effect?
Well, I mean, I could see where you're coming from, but I really always thought it was daylight savings time. I never knew it was just saving. So, I mean, I guess it is saving time. I don't know.
Yeah.
What is time, right?
Well,
John Nada says the blue light is a bummer. Yeah, I think one of the things that I did, you know, was I put lights up in the room, the blue lights, and you said they were what? Fluorescent? Fluorescent blue, like Christmas lights all
Mhm.
the way around my wall for the non sunshiny days, and I'm feeling a bit too low.
Yeah, they say that if you put the same kind of lights of what you're talking about, that you're supposed to put that, like if you have turtles, you put that in the turtle tank because turtles do suffer from nighttime depression. So they need that light in there, and that helps their depression. I know that sounds a little bit silly, but I guess animals can get depression too, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I imagine so, of course. I've seen dogs cry. You know, um, I had a turtle named Stinky, and he followed me around the house because he knew I was the one that would pet him, and their shells are actually attached to their spines.
Hmm.
That's their nerve endings in there. So if you pet them, they can literally feel that and they love it.
I always thought of a turtle shell as sort of like a layer of protection. It's just like, or their home. I always thought it was their home.
I
Like,
mean, look, I mean, of course they have to have feelings. Look how many of them get skittish or scared, like a
oh
turtle,
yeah,
for
no,
example, and they tuck back in their shell. Yeah, I
absolutely.
think they feel for sure.
I know animals feel. I was just saying how it's.
So I think that, yeah, they could get depressed. You got animals when their owners pass where they're just laying there on their gravesite or whimpering for them to come home. You know, yeah, I think they do get depressed. Absolutely.
I know that animals also can feel the loss of other animals, like when you have two pets that live together for almost their whole lives, and one of your pets dies, and the other pet, you could tell, they show that emotion, they show that depression, that sadness, that sort of like they could tell.
Oh, I agree. Yes, they can.
But anyway, um, I think we're gonna have a heck of a night here tonight on Shifty Sunday. I'm sorry about that, like somber opening. I just kind of not feeling it today. I guess my body's natural alarm clock went off at 4 o'clock in this morning, and it was actually 5 o'clock this morning, and that in itself. That's the thing about the whole daylight savings time also is it throws off your sleep, it throws off your schedule, it throws off your I think it throws off your entire body, like all of its functions even.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get me a nap in today. I usually take a nap. I can get exhausted easily, and for those who know, I know I've had a couple of losses the past few months. You know, a few of my loved ones, which are my dad and my brother. So I've been doing a lot of mourning. And for those who understand mourning, sometimes, you know, at first the house will get behind. And so, yeah, I spent the day today getting up and getting everything in the house back to being clean and organized. So, I mean, that was a plus for me because I've been taking it pretty hard since my brother's passing, just because it was just so unexpected and, tragic the way it happened. So, yeah, that one's probably hit me the most out of, besides, a couple things when I was like in my early 20s. That's probably the most pain I've ever felt. So, yeah, I think that mourning process will probably take a little bit. And, I know from living a healthy lifestyle that that's okay. And that I see that I'm still getting up, I'm still going, I'm still doing what I got to do, to show love to me and my loved ones. and do what I'm doing by just getting up and keep going, keep moving, keep showing up, just trying to be the best and positive I can. I've had some breakdowns, but that's expected. That's a normal part of the process. So, but yeah, I was super proud of myself for actually getting up and cleaning.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, I kind of got off topic, but anyway, yeah, that was some ADHD and morning together. I'm sure that goes well. So, what's on the agenda, Mr. Hebrew 77?
well, we got some stories, some headlines, some memes, some stuff to talk about. Um, just general stuff. And I noticed you sent memes to Messenger. I sent some hangouts that are more. There are some that are more relevant to today. Those in there. Not saying that any of you are relevant. I'm just saying that some of the subject matter that has come up here lately. You know,
Right.
but you know, here's the thing.
But go, you know the thing.
Is that we do this show week in week out, and there's a lot of things that go on that a lot of other people cover from all kinds of different shows and stuff, and I know that they've covered them, and sometimes we're the Sunday show, we're the last show of the week, so by the time all these other shows show what they're going to show, by the time it gets on our show, it's kind of old news by that time. But then again, there are just some things that need to be covered, and once they're covered, even though they are kind of old news by that time, it's still pretty hot topic. And I think that some of those things that we can cover, we do. And in this community, we do tend to either follow each other or copy each other. It's not that we're copying each other, it's that we all kind of think we have we are all like-minded, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So if you do see stuff that pops up on here that you might have seen on Scarab's channel, and some of the
I
stuff
believe
on
to those
Scarab's
who are
channel
open
that you might have
minded.
seen on Brian McFarland's channel, you know, and then they all have different audiences and stuff. And of course, there's Awake in the Darkness. I mean, A Crack in the Darkness, Armor Up, and Saggy, and they showed some things that are topics that we will often recover as well. But it's all different audiences, and I think some of those things are worth repeating. So there is that.
Well, I was gonna say that as long as we're all open minded, I think a lot of us are gonna think along the same way anyway of everything that's going on in the world. So that's just what I wanted to add. That was all.
Well, all right, no problem. So I think with that being said, though, we do have some memes. I think we're just going to go ahead and get through the memes first. Show the memes.
What do you mean we have some memes?
I see we got John Nada in chat and File of Fire. Um, it's really weird. Our watch count in here shows 0, and it showed 0 earlier, but yet John Nada was still talking. So that's kind of weird. I oftentimes think that YouTube hides the view counts, and I think that StreamYard doesn't show the exact number of what's in chat all the time.
Hmm.
So, like for an example, sometimes you could have like it'll say 8 on the view count, but then when you're done with the show, it'll say like 30. So you can't always go by that, and people are in and out. So I don't know. I think it gives a count of overall. I really miss Google Hangouts because they had the chat, or yeah, the chat count, and it was accurate. Here it seems like they don't really. There's something about that. By the way, this is the last week. I've got 12 hours left on my free account, and then I'll have to either buy some StreamYard or cut down on some of the live streams that we do. But I'll probably end up renewing my StreamYard account sometime next week anyway, so none of that really matters.
Well, let's just hope and pray, that we can keep these live shows going. I know it's something I look forward to every week. I don't know about the rest of you.
Well, it's something that needs to be done. It's something that I've used to feel very passionate about. Um, Not so much anymore, but you know, I think I'm just grateful that I can keep Shifty Sunday alive through you, and because I had everyone else pretty much split, except there were some things going on behind the scenes that ruined it, and I was a big part of that, and I apologize for that, but at the same time, I can't see. Well, I don't want to say really much of anything while we're live, but it just times change as things do, and we move on and we grow and we learn, and just like anybody else, just like Scarab's panel was never the same twice. He always had people coming and going and leaving and coming back, and some of them left forever, and some of them came back and left again. And sometimes you got to take breaks from all of this. Sometimes you get 2 weeks or something where you just got to have time to yourself. And I think that that's very important, because if you don't, then creatively you can become drained. And once you hit that point, that breaking point where you feel creatively drained, that's when it's no longer fun for you. That's when it's more like work. And when it becomes that, then the passion is gone, and then therefore so is the drive to do it, the enthusiasm. And I've taken breaks before, and I might take a break here pretty soon, for a couple weeks. That doesn't mean that I won't put out some videos here and there, some short videos, but as it stands, it's getting about that time where we, not just me, but the entire channel, is sort of due for a break, a vacation, if you will. But that might not be until the summertime, somewhere along there. Who knows? But with all that being said, here's your meme music. Let's turn that up a little bit. It seems a little low. Turn it up. There we go. And now we'll go to themes. Give me just a second, folks. This is taking a while. Oh, that looks cool. What is all of that? Whoa! Damn it. Oh, I gotta show that one. That's funny.
Yeah, you gotta go all the way to the guy who's sleeping in the bed,
Oh, I'm not showing that one.
and that's where it starts.
Oh, I'm not showing that one for Lake. I don't know. Let's see. The guy who's sleeping in the bed. Oh, okay. Got it. All right, here we go. Let's see. Man, that marker's still on 0, but I know there's more people out there. Hey, if you guys are out there, can hear us, if anyone's out there, give me a shout, will you?
Woo?
Is somebody else doing a show that's causing our show to not do as well? Where the heck's my phone? Oh, yeah, sure. It's way down there. Screw it. All right. Let's share these things.
Well, I do know they were talking in the comments last week where they were not getting the, bell and the notifications.
Okay, yeah, that might be an issue. Well, they're going to miss some terrific memes. So here we go.
This is me. At least I try to let it be me. How to have fun as an adult.
Man, this dude is sleeping straight on his back. I couldn't do that.
Man, he looks like he's so comfortable right now.
He's on the blanket, laying there on the bed. But I gotta sleep on my side. I cannot sleep on my back like that. I guess if I was really tired, like I would have to be really tired. I have fallen asleep that way, but I'd have to be like super tired. Let's do it. When your girlfriend gets angry, but she looks so cute, you start smiling, which makes her even angrier. Yeah. I've done this before.
Yeah, reminds me of me for sure. When you're tired, nap at the bottom of your ladder. If you get caught, the boss will think you fell.
There's something about, like, not those clothes, but like overalls or like work clothes, or even like when I used to go hunting, like hunting clothes. Those things are so darn comfortable. Like camouflage, the camos, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The material is just so cozy and so comfortable. It could be freezing out in the woods at 4 a.m, and you would just be like, oh yeah, I'm drifting off. And I could, even though I never really did that, but I could have just slept under that tree. Like I find me a nice spot under a tree and pour me some coffee out of my thermos. Just sit back and watch the deer walk by. Okay, yeah, you're not, yeah. Hey, how you doing, man? Anyway, I don't know. There's something so cozy about like those kind of clothes.
Yeah, but it still looks like an uncomfortable position.
Yeah.
Like I would need a pillow.
You could use a sandbag or a
Yeah, I guess so. A concrete bag.
yeah, yeah. It appears that someone lost their focus.
Ha ha.
Oh, because it's a Ford Focus.
Yeah.
I gotcha. That's pretty good. Pretty good. I have lived next to the same guy for 3 years. Thought his name was Steve. I call him Steve. His name is Steve in my phone. I've been to his apartment. We've had dinner. His name is Brian. His dog is Steve.
Could you imagine?
Mm-hmm.
I'd be so embarrassed.
I actually lived next door to a guy named Steve.
Oh, Stephanie.
And he had a dog named Brian. So
That's fun.
there you go. Yeah, Stephanie. That's an inside joke, guys.
You're right.
Next. Thank God it's not a drag show. That would be inappropriate for Christian families. Next.
Truth.
I don't like that one. I don't
Batman,
like it at all.
I'd like you to meet my mom, the Hot Flash.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, we got Go-Kart Bob. Says, hello, is this live? I got no notification. That's just
See?
what we were talking about.
There it is. YouTube and their notifications. See, the thing is, no patriot would be doing this. They got
Well, somebody did. Look at the photo.
they got their fuck Joe Biden flag, and that's all
Right.
good and dandy, but they got their kids for this event.
Yes, they do.
They got their kids here. See, I don't care if it's on the left. I don't care if it's on the right. I don't care if it's a fucking drag show. I don't care if it's fucking against fucking Biden. It's all wrong.
Yeah. It ain't just the drag shows anymore.
Well,
Everywhere.
it mostly is, but they're taking this out of context. See, I don't like that fucking.
Oh no.
Go ahead.
When someone compliments your weight loss, but you're not on a diet, and all you did was poop. I get that often.
So we got 3 bunnies here. They're taking a selfie. You know how everyone does the bunny ears, but these are actual bunnies with actual bunny ears. And that one guy's like, "You idiot." So
I think I may have done this a few times when I was wearing those, pretend bunny ears around Easter time with my kids.
mhm.
And then I'd go to give them the bunny ears and be like, yeah, that doesn't look right. They're already wearing bunny ears, duh.
See, I don't understand this. They're
Oh,
trying.
Lord, you went back.
They're trying to use this as an argument.
Yeah.
This is not the same thing. It's not the same. This isn't men pretending to be women dancing in a sexual manner around children, grinding on each other and taking out their wee-wees and, you know,
Well, I
doing
don't,
things
I
with.
don't know about you. I don't care where it's at. Them girls or
No,
them
this is
women
not
need to
the
put on
same.
some clothes anyway, because
This,
you need to be setting examples for future generations that it don't take the looks of your body,
yeah,
to be
I don't
beautiful.
agree. I don't agree that children should be seeing a "fuck Joe Biden" flag.
No, sure shouldn't. But this is the
I
stuff they're
don't
putting
agree
our
with
kids
that, and
out
I
there
don't
with.
agree. It's not the same thing. This isn't. I don't. This meme really fucking bothers me. I'm done.
Well, my apologies.
It's not the same thing. Moving on.
There are body parts falling down on us everywhere. It's the apocalypse.
Waitress says, "Say when." Oh, waitress says, "Say when grating my cheese. I never say when. The room fills up with Parmesan. There are no survivors."
This is everybody in the house when it comes to Parmesan.
I was gonna say this sounds like something I would do.
Yeah, you might as well just have a car full, amount of Parmesan when we're eating stuff that takes Parmesan. I think we go through nearly almost a whole bottle just for one meal. So yeah, I could see this be at us.
Let me see some of the comments here. Okay, John. We'll see you later, buddy. That's her culture, says Go-Kart Bob. Oh, I forgot to say. Hey, you forgot to say the the thing when he came in.
For Go-Kart Bob?
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't.
Oh, that's why he said it. Okay.
Yeah, I sure did. I screeched him right in.
Well, see, that's not the point, though. Go-Kart. The point is, with the whole trans thing, is they're grooming children, and that's a little bit different than somebody standing there with their ass exposed. Now, I'm not saying that that's okay. No, it's not okay, but neither is grooming children. That's not okay either. It's super not okay. But those two things are just, I'm sorry, but they're just not the same. They're not the same. They're not the same. Not the same thing is what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And yeah,
Next.
you can be whatever you want to be, and that's fine. If a full grown man wants to play dress up and do a woman face, then so be it. But that's an adult decision that should be for adults. That's no different than the decision to be a stripper or to go to a strip club. See what I'm saying? But you wouldn't take your child to the strip club, would you? That's a totally different situation and totally different thing. That's the thing. That meme obviously came from someone on the left that thinks that they were being smart by putting that in there, but it's not. It's a bad argument. It's just a bad argument that they're making, because those two things are not contrast with each other. Anyway, I'm done reading the comments. Let's get back to the news.
This is you. The next guy who comes at me with high beams on. I could see you putting something like that on your car.
Yeah, the thing is, it's
You'd be like, I'll show you.
I can't tell nowadays if people are actually doing high beams or if it's the kind of lights that they're using. Because now you have these LED lights that are just brighter, and so sometimes I think when I'm getting when someone comes at me head on, it's like, are they got their high beams on, or is that just LED lighting which is brighter? I don't know. That's my problem with it.
I have trouble with the blue lights. Those things literally blind me. I am literally just praying as I pass the person that I don't end up in the ditch or the grass. Because it's just, I have to keep the steering wheel straight as I'm passing them because it just completely blinds me.
Yeah. That's the thing is those things should be illegal. Those, I don't know how people get by with putting those on their car. I don't know.
This is you. Or this is what cows see every time you pass a cow or a llama or a horse or something. They're like close to the road. And you don't have time to stop because there's somebody behind you.
Is that a blurred picture of John Wayne?
I don't know, but that's what the cows see when you drive past them.
That looks like John Wayne with a mustache.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I always talk to the animals when we're driving. I like to see their reaction. See them turn their head like, "Ooh."
Well, that's what they see when you can't stop to say hi.
Yeah.
And here you go, hi, cows! And that's what they see when they look up. I wish this was me. They say coffee makes your skin glow. Me. See, that should be me. I should be lit up like the brightest star in the sky.
Oh, the Baby Bell cheese.
Get it? I thought you'd like this one.
I don't get it.
Wax on, wax off.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because that's a wax.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't eat the wax.
No, I wouldn't either.
Oh, no.
You remember the little wax soda things, with the juice in it they sell? And I used to drink those juices and then I'd chew on the wax.
They had
I wonder if you could chew on the Baby Bell wax like that.
They even have the mustaches and the lips.
Yeah.
Wax lips.
I would so get this for my bookshelf. The perfect bookshelf decor doesn't exit. Oh, yes, it does. I would love to have this thing.
Is that supposed to be Jack from The Shining?
Here's Johnny.
That's what I thought that was supposed to be. Okay. Yeah, because it's got the Stephen King books.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool.
This happens to me so often.
Mm-hmm.
Hold, now. This has probably happened to all of us, I'm sure.
Like you're trying to get that one piece of ice out of there with your tongue or whatever, and then like.
How about the one that sticks to the bottom of your cup and you got it tilted and you're beating on the darn thing half to death and it still doesn't come off?
That's when this happens. That's when this happens to me. It's like there's still some liquid in there. And it just gets all over. Man, you just made me hungry for some pasta.
Oh no. I think this is kind of how I felt. I felt so cheated the first time I ate Gushers and my head didn't turn into a fruit. I was that weird kid. I was like looking in the mirror. Nothing happened.
Mm-hmm. What's that one where they eat the candy and their head swells up like a balloon?
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember either.
They're on the train and they eat those pieces of fruit and they're all bopping into each other. Maybe the audience knows. We have an audience.
Yeah, I bet somebody out there knows.
Well,
nobody?
You can't hide the world from children, but you can try your best to protect them. That's all we can do is just try our best.
That's all you can do. I mean, I think one of the things that I did was I kept my kids in the house a lot, but that also damaged their social skills at the same time. And no matter how much I tried to protect them and teach them all the best morals, values, respect and safety that I could, once they get out there, and especially in school, and the higher the grade, the more they pick up on how the world around them is. And they're gonna, God gives us choices, and that's, something that's just human nature. They're gonna grow, they're gonna hear things, they're gonna try and many, many, many different stages to find themselves. And all we can do is, be there next to them to support them and pray for the best, hope for the best, that, our children grow up to be good, productive parts of society. But yeah, they're going to see a lot of, this world is not perfect. Kids are going to see a lot of crap out there. And it's up to us as parents to, and as human beings, period, to care and love enough to accept. It's not our job to judge. It's our job to love and be supportive. But, it doesn't mean we're going to agree with everything that's going on in the world, because that would be unrealistic. But we just do our best. And that's all we can do.
I think the important thing is to let your children be children. Let them go out and play. Let them do whatever they can do, but keep vigilant. Because there are things like this that are going to come up. And you as a parent, you have say over what your children do or say. You're the parent, they're the child. You have that parental right to raise your child to the, however you see fit, as long as it is safe and in the best interest of the child. And like I said, we just do whatever we can do, which means you got to fight against that sort of thing. You got to fight against groomers and molesters and the creeps of the world that are going to try their best to turn your children into something that is just not who they were meant to be. And who?
Well, I agree. I raised, my children by, the Bible. I taught them the words of the Lord. And I make sure every day that I continue to give them the most positive lifestyle. You know what I mean? But once they, get to high school, even then I will make sure and get numbers, names, meet the parents, see what kind of, character they hold to make sure my child is safe when they go over there. Safety, love, respect, all that's very important to me. Because that's one thing I live by. Most, the biggest thing in the Bible it teaches, and the greatest of these is love. Out of everything that we do, even with our beliefs, do it out of love. Me, I live by God's word. I pray for the person. I may not always agree with their lifestyle, but I'm still going to come at them with love in my heart for the human race. That's just me. I'm that open. Anyway, back to these memes. Sorry guys, got off topic. Bet y'all didn't know Winnie the Pooh's grandma's name was Pooh Nanny. I got a personal kick out of this one. Hello? Did we lose Hebrew 77? Before I had kids, I thought I had a great immune system. But it turns out I was just really good at staying away from the type of people who sneeze directly into your eyeballs while telling you a story. Did your mic go out, Hebrew 77? Hello? Okay then. Almost thought I was trans-dimensionally shifting, but I just stood up too fast. You'll have to read that one. I'm not seeing it well.
All right. Civilian. I have pretty dark and twisted sense of humor. Veteran. Let's hang out a few days. 2 days later.
You know them veterans, they're strong. That ain't no lie. Uh-oh. Go-Kart Bob says you're getting some pasta. Is that true?
Huh?
Go-Kart Bob says you're getting some pasta. Is that true?
Oh, well, all that talk you did about grated cheese earlier.
About what?
Grated cheese.
Grated the Parmesan cheese made you hungry.
Yeah. You know, I had one.
Well,
up
I
there.
have to agree. Parmesan cheese is the shiznay.
Oh, I'm not showing that one. No.
Y'all think eggs are expensive? Wait until you fertilize one. You got to do the laugh though. And then until we meet again. See, you need to read this one.
Well, I was going to, but you jumped on it. Hello?
I'm here.
Oh. I mean, I could read the whole thing if you want.
Yeah, I want to hear it. I want to hear the voice.
Y'all think eggs are expensive? Wait until you fertilize one. Until we meet again.
That's awesome. Love it. This one was so funny to me. I can't go on living with such a lousy depth perception. It's like right there on the sidewalk, practically. That's me without my eyeglasses.
You know, I used to enjoy these like the funnies.
Yeah.
And the creator Dilbert got himself in some hot water here recently when he was talking about racial diversity and stuff. I won't go into the details, but basically he was saying how black people are doing all these TikToks and everything, saying mean things to white people and how white people are bad and all this stuff. And he basically said, well, there's one way to deal with that is stay the hell away from black people. And that
Wow.
did not go over well. The way it's the way he phrased it. You know, I think he meant well, but he said it wrong. Like the way he said it. And I don't know. It was but it stirred some controversy, and all the newspapers dropped the Dilbert comics, and we'll no longer get that Dilbert calendar. I don't know. I'm just saying, you gotta think your thoughts through, and maybe not say what you're thinking out loud sometimes. You know.
I always do. You know
Not
my
every
bloodline. We got a mouth, and we can't hide nothing on our face. So when you get me, you get real, you get raw. You know,
But
I
not
am who I am.
not every thought needs to be said out loud. I'm just saying, especially if you're in that kind of position that he was in.
Well, I mean, that was a bit much. You know, I don't agree. It shouldn't have been said.
No,
No.
he took it too far. Definitely.
Of course, I mean, those kind of thoughts are never in my head, so I guess I don't really have anything to worry about. This is the bad part about being a nurse. Sometimes you have a really sick sense of humor. When I'm at hospitals, I put half-eaten sandwiches in coma patients' hands to give their family hope. Like what? Are you eating in a patient's room? A coma patient's room? I was trying to figure this scenario out. Like, the doctor walks in and you're not supposed to be eating it. You know, you're supposed to be on the job, so you just kind of stick the half-eaten sandwich.
Sounds like something that Dr. House would do. He would sit there eating a snack or a sandwich and some chips.
Like, here, hold my sandwich. Wish you could eat this. I really
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, that's exactly what he would do. Yeah, he put a drink in their hand. Here you go. Hold this.
Yeah, because I believe that coma patients can hear, because I was in a coma for a few hours and I heard everything around me.
Mm-hmm. There's
That was
definitely
back in my teen years.
some consciousness going on.
There is, even if it's not full, there's bits and pieces that you get to, I'm
That's-
sure.
one thing I wanted to bring up is that, what happens when we die. Like, there's very little known about, the human brain and how it works and stuff like that. And when you think of it this way, when a person, we have our consciousness and we're aware of things, and we have our memories, and our memories are basically our lives. Like, if you have somebody who gets amnesia and then they wake up, they don't remember who they are, who you are, they don't know where they're at. And really, it's like a new beginning for them. It's like a new sense of consciousness. Like, they don't remember anything from their other life. So in a sense, it's like they have a whole new life, like a whole new life of consciousness. So
I don't know where I was going when I had the near death, but all I know is, even though I know I was going somewhere good, I wasn't ready yet. And I remember kind of like this feeling of making my arms grab my soul and bring it back into my body. I thought Wildfire would get a kick out of this because she always singing, "Shawty got them Snapple possum jeans, Crocs with the spurs." I figure you like this one.
Okay, on Saturday, March 11th, 2023, John Bender will officially serve the last of his Saturday detentions.
He officially served his last detention yesterday. Let's congratulate him.
Smoke up, Johnny. Smoke up. One of my favorite movies. Okay, now let's not get into this yet. No, hold on. Now, I have some memes.
All right.
That I have put in the Hangouts. So let's go ahead and go there. Here's a couple of memes that I found. And then we can get to back to the other thing. But we'll get to that other thing later on in the show.
All right.
Here's a couple memes. Let's see here. Here's I like this one. I actually saw this on Scarab's channel, but thought it was worth sharing. I gotta go back and screen share again. Say it came from a bat one more time. I thought that was funny. Hey, there's Final Fire. She's back in the chat.
Yeah, virtual hugs. Virtual hugs to you.
Let's go over and take a look at our next meme. this is more relevant to like last week than it is anything else, but
You think so?
mhm.
They'll be asking where the balloon is next.
Where the fuck is my balloon? If I don't get it back, there's going to be trouble. You see, FileFire says under my live tab, it appeared y'all didn't start the stream yet. It's
Yeah, I've
still
seen
there.
that.
Notification on. Yeah, see, we're getting shadow banned.
Wow.
That's what's going on.
But that's a shame because I think we got a pretty darn good show.
I think so.
And our audience is not getting their notifications right.
Here's another balloon one. I'll let you read that one.
Why do they keep shooting down our peace balloons? I guess they want to fight.
I like the alien costumes.
Right.
Or peace balloons. That's funny. And here's a train. You can see it's like got a face on it. Pretend that nothing went wrong.
And what's the thing in the back? Is that another train?
I guess so.
Something circled.
Yeah, that's where the accident happened.
Oh, there was an accident. Okay. Yeah.
With the derailment. There's, besides the one in Ohio, I think there's been a number of train accidents and derailments here lately, which is very strange, I think.
Well, I know, like, throughout my life, like, I remember one time trying to put something on the tracks, and my dad really got on to me about that. He said, you don't do that because you could accidentally, derail the train.
And that's actually not true.
I don't know. That's what he always told me. Maybe he just wanted me away from the tracks because I was always up there collecting rocks and just walking along the tracks.
Yeah, well, it would take something like a couch or maybe a cow.
I don't know who would want to put a couch on the tracks. Good Lord.
Oh, well, I'm just
like,
saying.
Here, let's hit the train and flatten this couch.
Or maybe like a Toyota Camry or something, but I don't think like if you put a penny on the tracks, it's really going to do much, except for maybe flatten the penny.
Well, that's what I used to do too, was put coins on the track because I loved, the way it ran over them and made them flat.
But yeah, I think that they're trolling us at this point. First we had the balloon thing, and then we had the train thing. It's like they're setting us up for something big. Like, these are little distractions, even though that last one wasn't. It was serious, don't get me wrong, but they're using all of these as little distractions for something big, I do believe.
Well, it always leads to something bigger. I think we've all figured that out by now.
Okay, we got one last one here. I'll let you read this.
Will you be my Valentine? Sure, come closer. Ah ha ha.
Oh,
Is that how you're feeling today?
isn't that terrible though? That's
Burn, baby, burn.
oh no, don't say that.
Well, that's what it's showing.
Yeah. But I believe let's see. That's it.
Well, that's it.
So there you have it. That does it.
There you have it. I liked them.
Yeah.
I liked yours too.
Well, some of those memes were kind of mean.
Yeah, you don't say.
Yeah, I just did. I did say.
Maybe we should call up the masked YouTuber.
Well, we got all these comments now. People are in here. They're reacting and stuff like that. That's good.
Oh, that's always good. Glad to see when people are with us.
But that counter, the counter up there is showing 0 and has been this whole show so far. And people aren't getting the notifications and stuff like that. You know what that means?
Time change?
Well, maybe, but I mean, that just means that we're doing a good job. If we weren't doing our job, we
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah.
be shadow banned.
Oh, yeah.
YouTube
Yeah,
likes to,
I kind of had that idea too, that people are really enjoying the show, and we try to put a little bit of everything in there, and yeah, we're not doing too bad at all, and they know that, and that's just a shame. You think they'd want good people out there like that, but okay.
no, because we're truth tellers, and YouTube
Oh yeah. Oh,
the truth to be told.
them truth tellers, I'll tell you what.
We are
They'll
truth.
get under your skin.
We're truthers, yeah. They don't want the truth.
The truth is out there.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, also, I'm using the free version of StreamYard right now, and my hours are almost up. So I wonder if that might have something to do with it. I don't know. But it's weird. It's weird. But speaking of the truth and not wanting the truth to get out, YouTube, and not just YouTube, but all of social media seems to have this same sentiment. But Scare Performance showed this on his channel, and other channels like the Quarterling and Temple and all those other popular channels that will never be, shared this, and we haven't really been live. Like I said, we're the Sunday show. We get all the leftovers. So, but in case you missed it, here's Tucker Carlson talking about the January 6th insurrection. So let me go ahead. I got here in my notes, timestamp at 9 something. So let me go ahead and get there. Now there is a few things that wasn't shared in some of those shows. I do have some things. Now this is talking about the actual riots that occurred back in, what was it, June or July, the MLB riots. But here we go. We're going to look at this. This is timestamp 9/24. And I'm going to go ahead and share it. Oh, look at that. The YouTube button's running his nose. Anyway, here is...
You look like a clown.
Here is Tucker. Here is Tucker Carlson. And look at the title. Here's the truth. So that was a good segue right into this here. Let's watch the video. Nope. What happened?
A person. They also hurt individuals. We told you Monday about Navy veteran Jacob Chansley. He was tried by the media, convicted of being a domestic terrorist, and sentenced to 4 years in prison. What exactly was Jacob Chansley's crime? Well, no one was ever very precise about that. Here's what the media told you it was.
In his horned helmet, fur pelts, and face paint, Jacob Chansley became known as the QAnon shaman. But prosecutors called him the most prominent symbol of a violent
insurrection. A violent insurrection. It's funny how they like to spin these things and they don't talk about the peaceful protest of those people over in the whole George Floyd incident where they, smashed window, damaged property, burned down buildings, destroyed businesses, trampled over cars, toppled over cars, trampled over people. People were injured, they were killed. Oh, but no, let's see exactly what this violent insurrection actually led to.
Insurrection.
He's been in jail since January, and he's trying to get out, but prosecutors say he is still too dangerous to release.
Too dangerous.
Chansley is a stone cold thug.
He kept saying, I'm not violent. I'm peaceful. I'm a shaman. But then you put those images, what you were just talking about, you put those images together, and that isn't an image of peace. This is the new face of extremism.
It's the new face of extremism. Jacob Chansley is the new face of extremism. He's a stone cold thug. Prosecutors say he is too dangerous to release. And most people believe that because why wouldn't they? They were told it, and there was no evidence to the contrary. And now there is evidence to the contrary. We brought it to you Monday. The video that we reviewed at great length over 3 weeks showed with
this video, someone somewhere down the line in the community caught a lot of these videos. They were on Twitter and they were done with people using their phones. And we were showing this same exact thing on YouTube about when was this? About 3 years ago that this happened. The exact same thing. And YouTube shut us down because it was false information. Okay, just keep that in mind while you're watching this video.
precision what Jacob Chansley actually did inside the Capitol. And here's what it looks like once again. Here's video of Chansley in the Senate chamber. Capitol police officers take him to multiple entrances and even try to open locked doors for him. We counted at least 9 officers who were within touching distance of unarmed Jacob Chansley. Not one of them even tried to slow him down. Chansley understood that Capitol Police were his allies. Video shows him giving thanks for them in a prayer on the floor of the Senate. Watch.
Thank you, Heavenly Father, for giving the inspiration needed to these police officers to allow us into the building.
Contrast the reality of what Jacob Chansley did in the Capitol building on January 6th, the indisputable facts recorded on video, some of which has never before been seen, with the depiction of Jacob Chansley that you've seen in the media for more than 2 years. He's a terrorist, they say.
More than 2 years. So they've had this video footage for more than 2 years. They hid it from us. They lied to us. There were people who lost their channels over showing this footage 2 years ago and lost their livelihoods, all because and people who sat in jail. This guy sat in jail, like, how long has it been now? Anyway, it don't matter. He's been sitting in jail over this. The cops it makes me wonder if they were setting him up. If they did all this, they're like, yeah, let's go ahead and let him in all these rooms and stuff. And when it's all said and done, we'll put a spin on it. Kind of like, when you catch the guy and you plant coke on him. You know what I mean? Like, he had coke on him. That's why we arrested him. kind of like that sort of thing. They set this guy up, plain and simple. I'm not saying that that was the case, but that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Now watch.
Said he should be killed.
Shoot him. Shoot him.
For what?
If you burst into the United States, if he was dressed like Bin Laden, would you have shot him?
Shoot him. Shoot him. It makes you wonder, who are the violent extremists here? So as you saw, and again, details matter because this is a man. This is an American citizen, a Navy veteran. This is a human being. And so what he actually did should be of deep concern to every American because he's in jail tonight. What Jacob Chansley actually did was wander peacefully through the Capitol, shepherded by Capitol police officers who literally opened doors for him. When one was locked, they went to another. Dozens of officers stood and watched him. All of them had guns. Jacob Chansley did not. They never told Jacob Chansley to get out. The head of the Capitol Police today said he was trying to calm the situation. It was already calm. He was the only protester in the frame.
You can't calm a situation where it's already calm. That's just ridiculous.
They could have let him outside. They didn't. They helped him. We're not going to speculate as to why. We don't know why. All we know is what.
Now, Armor Up said he was dragging his flag on the ground, but I don't see it here. It must have been in some other video. And there's a lot of people saying that this guy's an actor and that he was actually involved somehow in the Black Lives Matter riots that took place, over the summer before this. But I don't know about all of that, but I do know what I'm seeing here. You know what I mean? I can only go by what I see here. Now I could speculate and I could say, well, yeah, maybe. Now, I have seen some videos of a guy that kind of looks like him, I guess. But he's got face paint on here. He's got all that get-up on. So I don't know if the latter is true, but I know that what I'm seeing with my own two eyes, or at least, what I think I'm seeing with my own two eyes is, I don't know. That it's true, that this is true. It's definitely more true in this than there was the way they were trying to spin it January 6th.
What we see on the tape, and no one disputes it. We didn't cherry pick it. We didn't make it up. Once inside the Senate chamber, as we told you, Chansley said a prayer thanking God for the kindness of Capitol Hill police. And good for him, they were kind. This was not a domestic terrorist. And that matters. But what matters even more is the liars behave different.
Okay.
I
tried to. All right. Well, there you have it. There's the gist of the story, if you will. And I don't know. I mean, like I said, we can speculate all day long. We could throw things out there, but by the end of the day, the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the videotape. There's videotape evidence right there. So I don't know. What do you think of all this?
I'm just trying to take it in. Look to me, everything was peaceful. I didn't see no feuding. I didn't see him starting any trouble.
I mean, they tried to impeach the president for this. They tried to say that he incited violence. And you know what? They still haven't showed the tape of him standing there at the podium saying, I want you to march. He said, I know you're going to be upset about this. He said, I know that you're going to want to protest, but I want you to march peacefully and quietly. He didn't say anything about go and storm the Capitol and blah, blah, blah. There was nothing said about that. And they know that. And if they would show that video, that's the video I want them to show. Because that was another video that we shared that got us in some hot water. Because the news media, social media, however you get your news source or whatever, they always want to hide the truth. They always want to distort. They always want to put their own spin on it. The people on the left are especially guilty about it, but it doesn't matter. There's people on the left, there's people on the right, in the middle. They all are telling lies about a lot of different things. And like Sadji always used to say, you use your discernment and your gut and what you feel in your gut to be true. And we all had this pinned, and we all had this in our gut and our gut feelings that there was something going on behind the scenes when when we heard that lady got shot by the Capitol Police, and we proved that back at that time that there was something suspicious going on with that footage as well. And we analyzed it and we looked at it and we talked about it. And YouTube took down the videos. They took down people's live streams. They shut down channels over this. Like I said, the president, they tried to impeach the president over this. There's a lot of stuff that happened that didn't need to happen. I mean, a guy sitting in jail for basically walking around the Capitol and praying. He was protesting peacefully. But yeah,
the world don't like us peaceful truth tellers.
No, not at all. But if it was on the other side and they were doing it, it would be fine. Like I said, they got by with turning over cars, burning down businesses. Businesses, by the way, that were owned by Black business owners. They didn't care who they attacked. It wasn't all about Black lives mattering. They could give two shits about Black lives. Because if they really cared about Black lives, do you think they would have ruined the Black people's businesses, their homes, their property? Do you think they would? There was a Black cop that was killed recently, and no one gave a shit. And it's just a particular kind of person that they cherry pick. And they say, okay, we're going to march for this person. And then when something happens to another person with another ethnicity, it's, oh, well, they deserved it. So, I mean, I'm done talking about all of that. But if you have anything further you want to add to it, go ahead.
I think I'm good.
Oh, okay. Well, with that being said, I do have one more Tucker Carlson video that I want to share. And then you've got something that you brought to my attention, I do believe, that is on the spiritual side of the show.
Oh, yeah. You know me. Where there's chaos, there's peace. And I'm one that tries to bring that. I try to bring, peace to the table. I also try to bring, those spiritual life lessons to the table, especially about when you're feeling most attacked, so we'll get more into that when it's time for my video. And I'm going to step away for just a few minutes, if you don't mind, while you show that. And I'll be back in a jiffy. All
right. Well, folks, look here. I'm going to read some of the comments here because there's something going on. Go-Kart Bob. Let's see. I had to sue cops before for police brutality, and I prevailed in the 80s. So I don't trust any cops. He lied in court. Yeah, it took 2 years. I guess he was referring to that thing. But But he won. He won. So he fought the law and he won. So there you go. Speaking of singing, I do have a song, a short song that I want to sing after this video. And I need Amazon Line to be present when I do such a thing, because it's kind of funny. It's a funny little song that I made up like before we went live in my head. So anyway, here's a little bit more of Tucker Carlson talking about the January 6th thing. And I think this has to do with the one and only actual person that got killed. Let's watch.
Within hours of January 6th, literally hours, you began to hear that day described as a deadly insurrection, and not described by one news outlet or one politician, but in unison by all of them, almost like it was coordinated. A deadly insurrection. That's how history may record January 6th. But the tape that we reviewed from within the building on that day proves it was neither an insurrection nor deadly. Here it is.
January 6th, when an estimated 2,000 rioters breached the Capitol building, causing the deaths of 5 police officers.
Certain dates echo throughout.
There was one police officer that died, and what had happened was initially they thought that he had been hit with a fire extinguisher in the head, and he died from that. But that turned out to be fake news, if you will. And he did not get hit with a fire extinguisher, first of all. Second of all, he was wearing a helmet at the time. And third of all, they proved that he was walking around, supposedly, after that incident happened. Supposedly. The incident, I don't think, ever happened. But what they found out later is the guy died of natural causes. He had a heart attack. So they were wrong about that. And that is, I think, one of the only cops that died that day. I honestly don't slap misinformation on this video, YouTube, because I honestly don't know 100%. But I'm about 75% certain that is the case. In fact, I think the only person that actually died from the whole deal was a protester, and they got shot. So, if you want to spin it that way. But here's something that absolutely gets into my craw that I've been hearing about this. And every time I hear these words, this sentence uttered, it just makes me sick to my stomach that they compare it, the things that they compare it to. Listen to this Camel Toe Harris talk about it.
Throughout history. December 7th, 1941. September 11th, 2001. And January 6th. The mob beat officers with anything they...
So she's comparing World War II, the attacks of Pearl Harbor, which killed thousands of people. I'm sorry, hundreds of thousands. And September 11th, which thousands of people died that day, either from being crashed by the airplanes, or being caught in the building and burned to death, or committing suicide by jumping out of the buildings, or later from smoke inhalation. Some of the firefighters died from smoke inhalation later. She is comparing those two events with an event that happened where all they did was walk through the building peacefully, and only one person got killed, or 2 people got killed. Really? You see how the left likes to spin things and put their lies on top of it?
They had
What's
on them
going on?
hockey stick, flagpole, a fire extinguisher.
A fire
Police officers
extinguisher.
died.
Donald Trump supporters who, of course, rioted and
killed police officers.
By the evening
They
of
had the
January
guns.
6th, the Democratic Party and its publicists in the national news
The officers
media
did.
had settled on a description of what had happened that day. They distilled an enormous number of highly complex events that even now we don't fully understand, into a single emotionally elated political slogan, which they've repeated for years with remarkable discipline. January 6th, they said, was a deadly insurrection.
Look at this
There was
guy.
a deadly insurrection that the right wing is trying to cover up.
He incited a deadly insurrection.
Incited a deadly insurrection.
The violent, deadly insurrection on the Capitol 9 months ago was about white supremacy, in my view.
A deadly
White
insurrection.
supremacy.
Everything about that phrase is a
Everything
lie.
to him is
Very
about
little
white
about
supremacy.
January 6th was organized or violent. Surveillance video from inside the Capitol shows mostly peaceful chaos. But the slogan worked. The term deadly carries enormous emotional power, which is why they used it. To prove the insurrection was deadly,
That's because the idiots who watch CNN are idiots. They watch CNN and go, oh, well, it must be true. It's on CNN. A news organization would never lie to us. No.
propagandists pointed to the death of an officer called Brian Sicknick.
Oh, here it is. This is where he explains about the officer.
Mob killed Officer Brian Sicknick. That's what they said. It was their single most powerful indictment of the January 6th protesters and of Donald Trump and of Republican voters nationally. They repeated that claim for years. They are still repeating it. At first, they told the country that Officer Sicknick was murdered with a fire extinguisher.
Officer Brian Sicknick died after being hit in the head with a fire extinguisher during the fight.
That story came from the New York Times, which is effectively the assignment editor for most of the rest of American media. It was a lie, untrue in any way. But only after that lie had hardened into conventional wisdom did the newspaper bother to retract it.
The New York Times has quietly retracted its story about the death of Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick.
The damage had been done. Brian Sicknick, himself a Trump voter, had been transformed without his consent into a political martyr of the left.
Now, wait a minute. You hear that? He himself was a Trump voter.
His
Isn't that
memory was
interesting?
shamelessly exploited by the
Yeah, sounds that way.
In February of 2021, Sicknick's body lay in state in the Capitol Rotunda, where a parade of unscrupulous politicians made use of it. Here's Joe Biden.
Breaking down the doors, trying to overturn an outcome of election, and killing several police officers in the meantime.
Wait,
But Brian
what?
Sicknick should not be reduced to a prop for the political ambitions of the Democrats.
Wait. So he's standing there bashing his political opponent while somebody's laying in there dead? That is not the time to do that. What the hell? Really? Whoops. I guess I have to do it this way.
Democratic Party. He was a human being. The facts of his life matter, including how he died. To this day, media accounts describe Sicknick as someone who was, quote, slain on January 6th. The video we reviewed proves that is a lie.
Look at this.
Here is surveillance footage of Sicknick walking in the Capitol after he was supposedly murdered by the mob outside. By all appearances, Sicknick is healthy and vigorous. He's wearing a helmet, so it's hard to imagine he was killed by a head injury. Whatever happened to Brian Sicknick was very obviously not the result of violence he suffered at the entrance to the Capitol. This tape overturns the single most powerful and politically useful lie the Democrats have told us about January 6th. And it was indeed a lie. The January 6th committee knew perfectly well.
Okay. So I was kind of hoping he'd talk about how he actually died. But let's see here. Talks about, I mean, we could see the subtitles. That's the good thing. But there was a video where he talks about he did die of a heart attack. Let's see what this says.
Officer they claimed to revere. If they were willing to do that, then their dishonesty knew no limits. Subscribe to the Fox News
doesn't
YouTube
talk
channel
about
to
it.
catch our nightly
Okay, well, that is all I'm going to show about the whole January 6th deal. So, what do you think of all that? All of it as a whole, like the whole thing, the January 6th, the police officer, his records were falsified to show that he died of a head injury when in fact he died of a heart attack. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
Pretty deep. That's all I gotta say.
Well, we're living in the deep state, you know. I know that's for sure. But hey, you know what? Why don't we do something uplifting? We're showing all this negative Nelly stuff. So why not get to your story? You have I'm almost afraid to say it, but you have a thing to show us? Spirituality?
I have a thing.
Yeah, a thing. You know the thing.
You know the thing.
Well, this one is, did we get to the one of 4 signs God is saying you're on the right path?
I'm thinking we did the one where your gifts, but I don't think we did any other ones.
Okay. So the one I sent you is called 4 signs God is saying you are on the right path. Now, how do we all know if we're on the right path? Well, I know for me, it's all on how I feel. Because, like I've said before, and I'm sure I'll say several times, I go by my heart. So, if you can find that.
I'm getting to it. It's slow because here it is. All right. This is 12 minutes long, so I'm just going to go ahead and run the whole thing.
Alrighty, sounds good.
I have to step away for a minute and go do a few things. If you want to go ahead and watch the chat and whatnot have you,
I sure will.
Then I will, of course, you know. Oh man, sorry.
You playing the video now, or you want me to just go through and see?
Oh no, I'm going to play the video right now.
Alrighty.
We're going to play the video. So the video is 4 signs God is saying you are on the right path by Amazon Lion. Oh wait, no. Lion of Judah is the name of the channel.
Yes, and don't forget to share in case they'd like to go back and watch it or share it themselves.
All right, here we go.
Signs God is saying you are on the right path. God always wants his children to walk on the right path. He has given us the Holy Spirit that leads and guides us into all truth. It is possible for a child of God to know that they are straying from the right path. And it is also possible to know that we are indeed on the right path. Let's consider signs that show that you are on the right path. Sign number 1. When you or your views are rejected by the world, you are on the right path. I remember a quote that stated, Jesus said in John 15:18, "The world hated me, and it will hate you." And in other words, if you are like Jesus, the world will hate you. And if the world doesn't hate you, it means you are not like Jesus. You have 2 choices. You either please God the Father, or you can please the world. But you cannot please both, because they are at opposite ends of the pole, and they do not mix. You will either offend God or offend the world. If you agree with the general trend of the world, that is a good sign that you are not heading in the right direction. The direction of the world is opposed to the direction of Jesus Christ. The Bible tells us that Satan is the god of this world.
Yeah.
When Satan took the Lord.
Yeah, that's something that Armor Up, he brings up all the time, and I've heard it from different preachers and stuff, that Satan rules this world and God rules heaven. And when Satan was a fallen angel and he came down here, he wasn't given the world, but he took it and corrupted it. He corrupted it from the very beginning when he tempted Adam and Eve with the forbidden fruit. So he's not the ruler, so to speak, as in, you know, God is the ruler over all of everything. But I mean, this is Satan's domain. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is where he sits on his throne. So.
Oh, well, I mean, I can relate to most people hating you. I mean, that's how you know you're on the right path.
Mm-hmm.
Is, you know, your circle is small of the people who actually, you know you personally and love you, you know, exactly for who you are. But yeah, most of my life I've been hated on. You've seen those experiences. And, you know, it just doesn't matter. You see all the negative things I go through. You know, I tell the audience as well. They know. So, yeah, he'll attack you daily.
Yeah.
And that's how you know you're on the right path.
Jesus says, even in the Bible, that when you are a follower of Jesus, you will be, what's the word I'm looking for? You will be hated. You will be shunned upon. You'll be laughed at. You'll basically go through all of this, not all of it, but most of the stuff that he went through. Because he went through all of the shunning and laughing and mocking and all that stuff. So let's continue on that note. I just find it interesting that this guy.
Well, I was looking here at what Philofire had commented, and she said, "I'm starting to accept and find peace in knowing, and not needing to try to force people to see the truth."
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's another thing too. You don't have to force anything. He shines through your character.
Right.
You know, he builds you from the inside out. So, you know, that's another thing. People are going to see what side you're on. And they're not always going to
show your fruit.
Yeah, I show my fruit. And people don't like that. Because I'm so confident in my fruit most of the time. Not to say that I don't slack, because us as human beings, that's going to happen. But yeah, I do my best, and I get attacked often.
And that's what's going to happen when you follow Jesus. You're going to get attacked. And I think that that's another thing is the devil attacks those who are righteous more than he does the sinners. Which we're all sinners, but I mean, like, he attacks the righteous more than he does the wicked. That's what I meant to say, the wicked. So
Jesus Christ to an exceedingly high mountain, and showed him all the kingdoms of the world, and the glory of them, and offered them to the Lord Jesus Christ, if he worshipped him. That was not an idle boast. The kingdoms of this world are his, and he had, and still has, every right to give them to whom he pleases. This is why the trajectory of the world is heading further and further away from the teachings of this Bible. Matthew 7:13 and 14. Enter by the narrow gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leads to destruction, and there are many who go in by it. Because narrow is the gate, and difficult is the way which leads to life, and there are few who find it. The narrow gate is the right path, and few people find it. The broad way is the worldly path, and it is the direction the world is heading. If you are not worldly, that is a sure sign that you are on the right path. What does it mean to be worldly? Since we do not live in the world, sometimes it is hard to recognize worldliness, acting or thinking like the world in our own lives. But the world shouldn't be influencing our thoughts and actions. Instead, we need to have our thoughts and actions brought into submission to God's word. A holy person is not worldly. A holy person is a person who is doing God's will. You cannot be worldly and holy. The two are polar opposites and do not mix. If you are walking on the path of holiness, you are walking on the right path, and God is pleased with you. He is smiling down on you. Hebrews 12:14. Pursue peace with everyone, as well as holiness, without which no one will see the Lord. If you are indeed pursuing holiness, you are on the right path. The people who live holy lives in this world are looked at as strange and unusual. They are often viewed as abnormal by the people of this world. But the truth is, to live a holy life is to live a lonely life, because it is a life of separation from this world. But it is not lonely in the sense that you have the Holy Spirit, God being with you in the storms and fires of life. Isaiah 43:2. When thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee, and through the rivers, they shall not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burned, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee. One of the signs that you are on the right path is that if you have to pass through the fires of life, God will be present with you. In the waters of life, He will ensure you are not flooded. The Christian journey.
Man, I am so hungry right now. I could go out and kill a wild boar.
Well, what on that video made you hungry?
I don't know. No, I was just thinking about it, just like.
And he started talking about walking through the fire, and you were like, ooh, fire. Food, cook.
Barbecue.
All right. Anyway.
Anyway.
You will have obstacles and challenges. God will not remove obstacles and challenges. However, He will be with you as you face them. Unfortunately, people tend to believe that because they have faced some adversity, that means they are on the wrong path. And the devil does a fantastic job approaching people during their fiery trials in life and speaking to them, saying, God is against you. God is an enemy to you. God is angry at you and opposed to you. But Isaiah comes along and tells us that God is with you. Remember, adversity and obstacles do not mean you are on the wrong path. Focus on the choice of words of the prophet. The prophet states, when, not if, but when thou passest through the waters, when thou walkest through the fire, I will be with thee. God says that He Himself will be there. God says that He is not sending an angel or a rescue team. No, God Himself will be there in that situation with you. God gets into the situation.
There's a passage where Jesus says, I have not come to bring peace on earth, but I come with a sword. And a lot of people misinterpret this, saying, well, Jesus was talking about, rising up and fighting against the Romans, and that's what a lot of those people thought back then. But really, He was talking about rising up and fighting the enemy, spiritual battle, spiritual warfare.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't talking about worldly battles, like actual.
But let's not forget that sword that we carry is a mighty sword.
Yeah.
And that sword can do anything.
Situation with His people. Victories over obstacles of life are sure proofs that you're walking according to God's pathway for your life. Job went through the fires of life, and he was on the right path. He was even described as a perfect and upright man. If you look at the Job in chapter 1 and Job in chapter 42, he is a completely different man to the man he was at the start of the book of Job. He knew and understood God in a way in which very few people will ever come to know. The truth is, there are some things about God that you can only learn through suffering. Philippians 3:10, that I may know him, and the power of his resurrection, and the fellowship of his sufferings, being made conformable unto his death. The Apostle Paul's singular ambition in life was to know Jesus Christ experientially. Just like Job grew to know God experientially, the apostle wanted something deeper than merely acquiring superficial head knowledge. Paul wanted to connect with Jesus on the closest possible level, that I may know him, and the power of his resurrection, and the fellowship of his sufferings. How can you know Jesus as Emmanuel, and that God is with you, if you have never gone through the sorrows of life with him? Trials and tribulations does not mean you are on the wrong path,
Emmanuel.
especially when you come out on the other side as pure gold. And some of you listening to me right now have gone through the furnaces of life. You have gone through the waters of life. You have gone.
There it is. There's the name that God gave Mary and Joseph to name Jesus. They weren't originally supposed to name him Jesus, and they were supposed to name him Emmanuel, but for some reason they went with Jesus instead.
Is it Emmanuel?
Emmanuel, yeah, maybe. That sounds right.
Yeah.
But me and Armor talked about this, and there's other people we've debated on it and stuff, but that was supposed to be his true name. But just something to think about.
On through the storms of life, and yet you know in your heart of hearts that God was with you through these storms. God was with you. A clear sign you are on the right path is that God is with you in the storms and fires of life.
You know what this kind of reminds me of?
What's that?
That poem, Footsteps. There's a poem called Footsteps, and it's about a man who has a dream.
Footprints?
Yeah, footprints. That's
I
why
have it on my bathroom wall.
I know. And I've seen it in other people's bathroom walls.
Yeah.
And
well, I mean, you spend quite a bit of time there. You put Bible verses on the wall. You guys have something to read. Here, read some Bible verses.
but he sees two sets of footprints throughout his life, and then there was the times where he was down and out and maybe sick or just mentally hurting inside and stuff. And he said, why weren't you with me during those times? And then Jesus says, my son, what you don't understand is those times when you were down and feeling bad and things were happening to you,
I have it right here.
and hitting you the hardest was the times I was carrying you. So that's why there was only one set of footprints. Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of my favorites.
Okay, well, do you want to read it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Footprints. One night, a man had a dream. He dreamed he was walking along the beach with the Lord. Across the sky flashed scenes from his life. For each scene, he noticed two sets of footprints in the sand. One belonged to him and the other to the Lord. When the last scene of his life flashed before him, he looked back at the footprints in the sand. He noticed that many times along the path of his life, there was only one set of footprints. He also noticed that it happened at the very lowest and saddest times in his life. This really bothered him, and he questioned the Lord about it. Lord, you said that once I decided to follow you, you'd walk with me all the way. But I have noticed that during the most troublesome times in my life, there's only one set of footprints. I don't understand why, when I needed you most, you would leave me. The Lord replied, my precious, precious child, I love you, and I would never leave you. During your times of trial and suffering, when you see only one set of footprints, it was then that I carried you.
Amen. There you go. Yeah, that's what this is all kind of reminding me of. That poem. Thanks for reading that.
You're welcome. Shall we continue?
Oh yeah.
Sign number 3 is closely linked to sign number 2, absolute peace. Have you ever noticed the transition in Psalms 23 from David talking about God to directly speaking to God? The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. And then in verse 4, the switch happens. Psalms 23:4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. The fact that you are on the right path does not mean you will not experience challenges, but the truth is that you will have peace that surpasses human understanding. Do you remember Jesus was sleeping in a boat being beaten by a storm? You'll experience the same when you're on the right path. Regardless of how terrible the storm is, you can sleep and be assured that God is leading you to a safe place. You have great confidence when God is the one leading you. Have you ever wondered why Moses agreed to take the Israelites through the wilderness? Humanly speaking, there's no way in the wilderness. But Moses had sustained the presence of God that guaranteed rest for the journey. Exodus 33:14. And he said, my presence shall go with thee, and I will give thee rest. Philippians 4:7. And the peace of God, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. Sign number 4 is that you are not compromising your godly standards. Acts 4:18-20. And they shall call them, and command them not to speak at all, nor teach in the name of Jesus. But Peter and John answered, and said unto them, whether it be right in the sight of God to hearken unto you more than unto God, judge ye. For we cannot but speak the things which we have seen and heard. You may have to face some threats as you advance in life. This is particularly true for those that have chosen the path of righteousness. Sometimes there may be pressure on you to compromise your faith and your godly standards. Choosing to stand firmly in Christ and refusing to compromise your godly standards means that you are walking on the right path. And walking on the right path doesn't mean that everyone in your life will stay in your life. You may even lose relationships with loved ones. Matthew 10:34-36. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man at vengeance against his father, and the daughter against...
Well, there you go. That's exactly what I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I go through this often. Right in my own household.
The daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's foes shall be they of his own household. Enduring Bible Commentary states the following regarding this verse. The message of Jesus, as reflected in the Sermon on the Mount, is indeed a message of peace. Yet, since it calls for the individual to a radical commitment to Jesus himself, it is a message of peace that divides between those who choose it and those who reject it. In strong terms, Jesus explained that the disciple must love and follow Jesus supremely. Our devotion to Jesus must come above even our own household. Joseph was committed to righteousness, so he shunned fornication. Daniel refused to defile himself with the king's meal in Babylon. The 3 Hebrews would rather die than bow to the image of Nebuchadnezzar. These men were persecuted for upholding their faith in God, but they were sure of walking on the right path. Fortunately, they all had glorious ends. You can be like them too, and that is pure Bible faith. True Bible faith is dogmatic. True faith is uncompromising. True faith leaves no room for negotiations. True faith shouts, "Let God be true, and every man a liar."
Well, there you have it.
There you have it. I hope you enjoyed it.
So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and copy the link to that particular video, and it should send you guys links to the channel itself. If you want to see this video and more videos like it, it is called, what's it called again? The Lion something. Let's see. Hold on. I got to take a look here. Lion of Judea. Lion of Judea. So there you have it. There you go. That, my friend, was a pretty uplifting story. That was our good news story of this evening.
Yes.
So,
I really enjoyed that message.
Heck yeah.
I mean, it fits me quite well. What about you?
Who, me?
Oh, yeah, you.
It's a good message. And shows you how to be on the right path. It shows you those who bear fruit can show their fruit. And people will know when you're showing your fruit. They'll know it. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you know.
And sometimes, boy, do they know it.
Yeah.
You know, there's times that, you know, I can even get pretty upset. You know, even though I know I should try to do it with peace. There's just some times, spiritually, where I get so upset and angry. And you're like, well, Jesus wouldn't be that way.
No.
Yes, he was. You know, when somebody was doing something wrong, he felt it was wrong. He exploded. I mean, look at him in the market, tossing the tables over. When something was wrong, it was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
He had feelings too.
Absolutely.
Especially when it came to speaking the truth.
Definitely. Something I was going to say.
Philo fire.
Huh?
The last message. You see it?
Mm-hmm.
Face turquoise, covering eyes. Don't draw your fruit, wear fig leaf.
Yeah.
Fruit Loops. All right. So, do you have anything else on the agenda?
Well, let me see here. As a matter of fact, yes, I do actually.
All righty.
Now everyone's heard about You know, all these banks are shutting down and blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Let's get into it. You know, you hear about the bank shutting down and Silicon Valley and blah, blah, blah. And I really haven't, they want me to stop the ads. Whatever, guys. So let's get into it. Silicon Valley Bank is shut down by regulators and biggest bank failure since global financial crisis.
Oh, is that the one
Ooh.
that Roku was through?
I think maybe.
Yeah,
But
I was
there is
reading an
a
article on a bank that just shut down and Roku lost millions.
well, I
So
have
that might have been the bank they were going through.
well, they have we have all kinds of Roku devices. Now I don't use Roku over here where I'm at because I have an Xbox One and my Xbox One is my Roku. But I guess now they're going to jack up the prices of Roku. Or maybe we'll have to do a different company. We'll have to do the stick or something. I don't know. But yeah, if you could go ahead and read the article. It's a very short article.
Okay. Silicon Valley Bank is shut down by regulators in biggest bank failure since global financial crisis.
Whoops. Hold on. Okay. Whoa, how'd that get up here? Get off there. Okay. So go ahead and read that right there, I believe.
Key points. The FDIC said in the announcement that insured depositors will have access to their deposits. See, I'm on my okay, thank you. I'm on my computer. I couldn't see it well. Deposits no later than Monday morning. SVP's branch offices will also reopen at the time under the control of the regulator. The FDIC's standard insurance covers up to $250,000 per depositor per bank for each account ownership category. Financial regulators have closed Silicon Valley's banks and taken control of its deposits, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation announced Friday, in what is the largest U.S. bank failure since the global financial crisis more than a decade ago. The collapse of SVP, a key player in the tech and venture capital community, leaves companies and wealthy individuals largely unsure of what will happen to their money.
And over here on the side, I've noticed there's a story. Regulators close crypto-focused signature bank. U.S. government steps in and says depositors will, with funds at SVB, will be available to access their money. See, there's like some side stories there. And I believe that is the rest of the article there. According
to press releases from regulators, the California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation closed SVP and named the FDIC as the receiver. The FDIC, in turn, has created the Deposit Insurance National Bank of Santa Clara, which now holds the insured deposits from SVB.
You know, the thing is this a video? Let me go ahead and let's watch this video.
All right.
Maybe something not unexpected. The FDIC has now put out a release with regard to the now wind down of Silicon Valley Bank. In their news release, the FDIC rather says that Silicon Valley Bank Santa Clara was closed today by the California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation, which appointed the FDIC, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, as the receiver. So the administrator of this now wound down bank, or the process of being wound down bank. Woo! To protect depositors, the FDIC has created a Deposit Insurance National Bank of Santa Clara. At the time of close.
Now you watch. This is going to cause a bunch of crap. It's going to cause prices to go up.
Like I said, I was watching something, but it had to do on the Roku, and it was talking about how the Roku lost millions that they had invested in a bank that just shut down. So it's crazy. I don't know if this is the same bank or not, but
you watch. This is going to cause things to skyrocket now. Grocery costs.
Well, I was telling you, I don't think we're done with this whole inflation thing. It's going to get a whole lot worse.
Maybe I could talk. Are we done?
Yes.
You know what? Let's just close this out. I'm done talking about it. How about that? What else do we got going on tonight, Amazon?
Well, I have just a few seconds of 3 videos of animals.
All right, cool.
If you go all the way up to the last meme.
I like that. I gotta show this video. Hold on. This video just kills me every time I see it. It is really funny. I mean, really funny. I mean, just look at this little guy. Oh, man. Check him out.
Now, this is one of the videos. I want this doggy so bad. He is just the most adorable looking thing. And in a way, even though they got him a Chewbacca haircut, he reminds me of a Mogwai.
He does. He looks like exactly like a Mogwai. I mean, you look at that nose and the eyes.
He's just so darn adorable.
Yeah. But let's see what. Oh crap. Okay, he's making that other guy's making that noise.
He does not look happy.
Just look for a minute. Hold on.
Expression.
Just look at how he's looking like.
I know.
Like, dude, really? Like, get this camera off of me, please. I just woke up.
I can't believe that you just did this to me.
Like, I just woke up. I have bedhead. You know? What is wrong with you? What the hell's wrong with you, bro? I am not consenting to any of this. Oh God. But you're right. He does mostly resemble a Mogwai as well. If he had the ears,
yeah,
the big ears,
yeah.
he would.
Well, it doesn't mean you couldn't put them in little piggy tails. You know,
do
make it look like ears.
Oh boy. trying to be funny a while ago when I was like, man, you gonna let me talk? I was trying to be like the conservative, the twins, like them guys.
Yeah.
Those guys are funny.
I might let you.
You might?
Yeah, I might.
Someday.
I don't know. You better ask my ADHD.
Yeah.
It talks more than I do.
I know this. Yes, sir. Sure enough.
So if you want to play the next video of the other little doggies, I've seen this one before, but it's still cute to me every time I see it. When they got the little guys on their back.
Oh my goodness, where is that?
And then
that?
the other
one. Wait. No, that's.
And then the other one is a turtle and a dog.
Okay. Let's see here.
It was around the same area with the Chewbacca puppy.
Yeah.
Or Chewbacca dog.
Is that it? No, that's them. They're walking.
/ Mogwai.
Well, I don't know what this one is, but that's the turtle one. Is it below the turtle one?
Or above it.
No, below the
Yeah, I
turtle
only
one.
sent 3 of those, so
Let's see.
just little shorts.
I guess this would have to be it. I don't know. Look at them little tiny dogs. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, hell no.
I love those little dogs.
I would love to do this.
I know, me too.
Let me get it on screen here. I would love to do this, but with He-Man and a cat. Like,
right.
Yeah. Okay, where are we here? Let's see. Okay. What the hell? I'm trying. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, you could turn the volume down.
We can turn the music off.
Yeah.
Just turn this off.
You won't be able to hear us over it.
Damn it. Well, it won't let me. There it is. So they have these little action figures on their back.
They do, on their backs with like paddles.
I like it.
Look.
It looks cool.
That one's really going fast.
Like I said, I would have a saddle on a cat. Put He-Man on the cat.
It's adorable.
Oh gosh. Who thought of this? Okay. Whoa. No, we're not watching some dirty film. Oh my goodness. Every time you share a clip from there, it's either something dirty or a fight.
Every time. That's our jinx for every week.
That's our thing, though. We got to have, something that stands out.
It's crazy. It's insane because it's not on purpose.
Right.
It's just there.
What have you been watching?
We're just as surprised as the audience on that.
Are you just like watching fights and Messenger all the time?
Yeah, you know it. So the other one we have, on to the next, is a turtle and a dog.
A turtle? Oh yeah, that one looks kind of cool. Let me get it onto there. Whoops. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, this video made me miss my turtle, Stinky. That's what I named him.
If I had a turtle, I would have no choice. I would have to name it Leonardo. I would have.
What is that?
Well, what do you mean?
Leonardo? Oh, what? Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Or you know what? Skip that. My favorite Ninja Turtle is Michelangelo. So I would definitely have to name it Michelangelo. You know what I would do? I would try to like put a bandana over its eyes, and then like, you know, like an eye hole mask.
Oh
You know?
gosh, I don't know if I don't know. You never know if you like get him so comfortable. You know, they do this human trust thing that you might get him comfortable enough to be able to make him little things to go over his face.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd get little like nunchucks, like little fabric nunchucks, and put it on his shell. You know?
Yeah. Make sure it's material that way when it rubs on his shell, he's
Right.
also getting a massage. You know?
Yeah. Come on, you. There we go. Looks like a beagle. Oh, wait, no. Is that one of those wiener dogs?
Yeah, that's a little wiener dog and the turtle are playing ball together.
Oh, cool. Huh.
I mean, turtles are very smart.
Yeah. I wonder if you could teach him Tai Chi.
My turtle, you know, would follow me around the house until I petted him. He loved being petted.
Well, the turtle and the hound. What the heck?
A woman was passing through the square and was faced with a shocking scene when she recognized.
Okay. Hey, that one wasn't about sex or fighting.
All right. That's always a plus.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, man. Some pretty cool stuff there. A turtle and his dog, you know, just hot dogging away at that ball, you know.
Well, do you have anything else that you have on the agenda?
Yes, actually, I do.
Woo-hoo!
I have a video. And let's see here. Where'd the video go? Oh, wait. No, I don't actually.
Oh, no.
No. That was all the talking points I was going to do. But, you know, we've got your...
Is it what time I think it is?
You know, your thing.
But go, you know the thing.
Ooh, the thing. It's time for...
Creepy critters. To be more specific, Amazon lions. Creepy critters.
Oh, I just love that intro. Let me tell you, I cannot thank you enough for doing that for me. It's just awesome every time I see it. And
Well,
I love to hear it.
I try to get some good intros in there. I
Oh,
did
yeah.
over the years. I put out some pretty decent ones. But here is the Wikipedia. I think this is.
Yeah.
And
This week's creepy critter is the centipede. Decided to do the centipede because I think it's a fascinating creature to look at, but it really kind of does creep me out because it's just got too many legs for my eye view.
I can never not see like a centipede or hear the word centipede without thinking about that movie, The Human Centipede.
Oh God, that movie was just insane. I mean, there was no words.
Gross.
I was actually left speechless.
Mm-hmm. And it was just a
Because
vile.
all I could think of was, what did I just watch?
Yeah. But thanks to that movie now, that's all the those horrible images just go through my mind every time a centipede is brought up in conversation.
Oh no.
So yeah, it's very haunting for me.
Go. And we will read up on the centipede.
All right, yeah. With that being said, right?
No human centipede. The centipede is a type of myriapod with many legs. Centipedes are predators. They hunt during the night. They are nocturnal. Some centipedes are venomous, but none can kill a person unless they are allergic. Centipedes are in the class, what is that, Chilopoda? Chilopoda?
Chilopoda. Chilopoda.
Something like that. And related to millipedes, which are not poisonous. As the millipedes, they are segmented. They have between 5 and 173 segments, but only one pair of legs per segment. There may be 8,000 species in the world. The house centipede is a carnivore that feeds on cockroaches, houseflies, and other domestic pests. It is therefore beneficial, but because it has a scary appearance, it is often exterminated.
Yeah. I know it may have all those benefits, but if I see one of these icky things crawling on my carpet, I'm smashing it. I'm sorry. I can't. Yeah, you ain't living in my home, buddy. If I want something to eat the cockroaches, I'll get a snake or something.
All right.
They'll eat the mice. I don't know about the cockroaches, but they'll eat the mice.
Ooh, Fire says house centipede eats bed bugs too.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
Well, I don't know. I think I'd just rather get rid of them the old-fashioned way with chemicals. Cancerous chemicals.
She said house centipedes look like a mustache crawling up the walls.
Man, if I looked down at my mustache and I saw it crawling off,
that's great. I think I'd run real quick out your door.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you're not human.
Oh.
You'd be like one of them cartoon characters off of Roger Rabbit.
But there's your basic fundamentals of a centipede.
Yeah, and then there's a short little video there.
And there's a video that goes with it.
Yeah.
Let me get into the video. Now, wait a minute. There's a video on just a centipede?
Yes, there should be.
Or
right after the paragraph.
The giant centipede. Which one are we? I don't see a video there.
It may not have went through.
Let's see. Let's see. I don't. Yeah, there's nothing there. Should we go on to this video here about giant centipedes?
Sure, we could do the giant centipede, the largest living centipede.
Today on Animal Fact Files.
And before we get started, this is Animal Fact Files. I will go ahead right now, before I get into it, and share it in the comments. And there you go. All right, now here's the video. The giant centipede.
So we're discussing giant centipedes.
Oof.
While arthropods that are longer than your hand may seem like something from prehistoric times, giant centipedes are alive and well. There are nearly 300 described giant centipede species, meaning they make up about 10% of all described centipedes. Giant centipedes live worldwide from tropical to temperate regions.
Ooh, look how fast that thing goes.
Typically 21 pairs of legs, one per body segment. But this varies among the species, with some doubling this amount. Millipedes have 2 pairs of legs per body segment, which separates them from centipedes. Just in case you are wondering, they can still get massive.
That one reminds me of a really long roly-poly.
Centipedes absolutely bite.
It's kind of like a worm.
Sort of. Like all centipedes, a giant centipede's
Ew.
front are modified fangs.
It looks like he's on a salad.
They have fangs. So a centipede is more like a pinch, and they can pinch from either end. It can be difficult to tell a centipede's head from its rear, but this is by design. If a giant centipede is grabbed towards the rear end, its front can whip around and deliver a painful sting. All centipedes use these to inject venom and catch prey, but giant centipedes eat a large range of prey due to their heat.
It also reminds me of the Atari game Centipede.
Yeah, I always loved that game. That was one of my favorites.
Really?
Yeah, for real.
Cool.
Huge size. Typical fare includes worms, insects, and spiders.
He's got that guy.
They'll also munch on toads, prawns, and even bats. They've been documented hanging from cave ceilings to catch bats in flight.
I'll be damned.
And if that's not nightmare-inducing enough, some species are amphibious, meaning they spend some of their time in water. Giant centipedes have been known to attack humans, but this is almost always after provocation. Of course, sometimes you can't help it when you sit on your couch and disturb the centipede sleeping on the cushion.
No thanks.
There are documented deaths from giant centipedes, but
I'd throw the couch out.
One report was of a child, and another was of a woman who was allergic and had been repeatedly bitten over time.
Oh my God.
Allergic reaction is the biggest threat from a giant centipede's sting. It's described as something like a scorpion or wasp sting. And having been stung on the neck by one, I can assure you it's not pleasant. But I did survive. Aside from pain, swelling, decreased ability to breathe, and high blood pressure are all reported from giant centipede bites.
Wow.
So give them space if you encounter them. If you're bitten and feel short of breath, seek medical attention immediately. Thankfully, giant centipedes can be beneficial too. They're great for dispatching pest animals in our homes if they find themselves stuck inside. The dry environment inside many human dwellings often kills them after just a few days. They need moisture to survive. Leaf litter, under logs and rocks, in wood, and caves. These are all excellent places to find a giant centipede, or avoid if you never want to see one in real life. These animals are nocturnal, and they get most of their water from their meals. Giant centipedes wouldn't get that common name without reason. These are the longest living centipedes.
What the
They
hell?
can reach nearly a foot in length, though smaller species only reach about half this size. Males and females are nearly impossible to tell apart. The male deposits a spermatophore, which the female picks up to fertilize her eggs. Like other centipedes, she'll remain with them, wrapping her body around them, until they hatch and are able to feed themselves. The largest giant centipedes can live to be 10 years old, though smaller species may not live as long. Predators to giant centipedes include coyotes, bobcats, badgers, owls, and more. When they run to escape a foe, they don't make a break for it in a straight line, but instead run in a zigzag pattern to disorient the attacker. For more facts on giant centipedes, check out the links below.
Oh,
give it a thumbs up if you learned something new today. Thank you to our patrons, Spike Spiegel 93, Dad.
No problem. Okay. There you go.
All right, well, there you go.
Look at that.
is this week's creepy critter. And if you like, we can do the microscopic video. Or
we'll do a microscopic video, but here's the. Hold on.
Okay.
Here's the thing.
You know the thing.
I have a song for you.
All right. Entertainment.
Part of a song, and it's a spoof of the Johnny Cash song.
All right.
Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. I gotta get the beat going. Hold on. Dun 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 dun. I can run home for a long time. Run home for a long time. Run home for a long time. But Amazon line gonna hunt me down. Yeah, Amazon line gonna hunt me down. Okay,
you know it. That was great.
You will too.
You know I will. I'm a woman of her word.
Oh man, you sound like the Joker when you say that. I'm a woman of her word.
Tyler Farce is gonna cut you down.
Well, not cut me down. No. Even though that is the original song. Speaking of Philo Fire, I know she's waiting for this one. All right, so we're going to stop for just a second here and take a commercial break. Here it is. Hello. Are you tired of ordinary chocolates that let you down? Chocolates that just don't taste right? Chocolates that, well, they're just not big enough, quite frankly. And no chocolates out there are in the shape of Santa Claus, except for Crisp Kringle. Crisp Kringle, move my fingers. Crisp Kringle double crisp crunchy chocolate bars. Crisp Kringle will make you feel merry all year long. And they have the crispity, crunchity, crackly of Nestle Crunch bars, but with a twist because they look like Santa. Crisp Kringles. The Christmas in a box. There you go.
And there you have it, folks.
I'm not sure if Crispy Kringles have nuts. But, oh man. It's not from 2016. Come on. Oh, you guys, you always like giving me a hard time. Wildfire. Oh, you
I
silly.
do that all the time. I get a bag of nuts.
You point
Would
to
you like
it.
some of these nuts?
Yeah. Oh man, that is almost too funny. Too funny. Now, with that being said, there was something else that we were going to do. What else were we going to do? Oh yeah. Now that this is towards the end of the show, we got a game we would like you guys to play if you wish.
Yeah. Is this like the foot one?
This is like What the Dub, but with pictures.
Oh, okay, yeah. Think we could do like a snack interval so I could step away for a few minutes?
Well, I mean, you could step away for a few minutes
All right. I'll be right back, folks.
if you want to. But we got this. That's what when I cut off the memes, that's what that was all about. Because I think I'm going backwards somehow. Hold on. This is the game that we play sometimes. We'll show a picture, a still photo, a still picture, and you guys get to give it a text. You get to give it it's like What the Dub, but without the video. It's just pictures. But I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to wait for Amazon Line to return before she gives her answer. But I'm going to go ahead and throw it up there so that you guys in the chat, you can look at this and go ahead and be thinking about it until Amazon Line gets back. And I got to tell you, I would be very surprised if this channel got sponsored by Kris Kringle. Might do a Christmas thing with them sometime, but I'm going to try to get sponsored by like a if the channel was going to get sponsored, I would try to get sponsored by a weed product or a shaving product, or maybe even like food, because those are things that I believe in, and I would actually sponsor those products. Like, I don't know, Harry's razors or something, something like along those lines. Not any corporate products, or maybe I'll make my own products. I do have T-shirts. I have the coffee mugs, and as soon as I hit 1,000 subs, I'll be able to put those things down in the all my videos. And not only that, but you guys will be able to donate to me for the channel. You'll be able to give a super chat or a sticker. So that'll be cool. I'm waiting for that.
I'm going to send you some of that Santa Claus chocolate. That's what your donations will be.
They'll send me some Santa Claus chocolate.
Yeah.
I think me and Armor, we were tied neck to neck there for a while, but I think I actually haven't checked this channel out. But I was actually silently doing like a friendly sort of thing with him, but in my own head. I didn't even actually tell him about it. But yeah, we were neck to neck in that regard. So I thought that would have been pretty awesome, and he'll probably be up to where I'm up to. But I think I got like 908, and he's got like 906 or something like that. I forget what. But we're still pretty well neck to neck. Not that I'm trying to make it to a competition. I'm just saying that that's what it is right now.
Listen at you.
What's that?
So, have you explained to him what this is?
Yeah, it's What the Dub.
What the dub? We got about 5 or 6 black and white photos. Figured that'd be enough to cover, quite a few fun answers out there and see what you all have to say. It goes along with the photo. So, did you tell him to start this one?
He says, I rewatched the show with he, she meme and the guy with the huge tits. That's when I thought of all the man joy joke. I must have missed some chat here.
I was looking at Violet Fires.
Like Moby. Oh, here comes the song. It was a short song. It was just more like one little verse. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I see what I can smell what the Rock is cooking, But let's do we have some entries for this? What the dub?
Violet Fire's got a dub answer.
I'll put that up there. Hurry. Hitler wants these. Okay, I got to read it this way. Hurry. Hitler wants these mustaches back. 9. See, let's blow this joint.
You tried so hard.
Mm-hmm. Okay, there's one. Let's see. I guess that's it. But
Did you come up with one?
Oh, yeah. Actually, I haven't yet. Go ahead and you have one?
Yeah. The middle guy, well, first of all, the guy in the back, he's just kind of standing there with disappointment, and you got the middle guy who's telling the little guy, I'm sorry, little dude, but your mustache just crawled away.
Oh, gosh. That's silly.
Because that's what we were talking about earlier with mustache and crawling away.
Okay, so I think I got mine. Let's see. So Charlie Chaplin's like, dude, I think we lost that cop back there. And cops back there like, and he taps the little dude and he's like, would you please stop doing that? I'm trying to listen for the cop. And then the cop does it again. And the little boy's like, well, that's not me. And then they turn around, they go, and then they put the cop's hat over his eyes and they take off running.
I like the sound effect.
What's that?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, let's move on.
That was mine.
Let's move on to the next one.
Next. Number 2.
Number 2. Oh boy, this ought to be a good one. Can you guys see that? It's like one of those mirror tricks. I don't know. So yeah, you guys come up with one. I think I've got one in my head already. How about you? You thinking of one?
Yeah, I'm thinking of one.
All right. Let's see how many people do this one. By the way, where is Michael Fontaine tonight? I haven't seen Michael Fontaine. Has anyone in the audience seen Michael Fontaine? I don't see Michael Fontaine. Michael Fontaine. Okay, I guess I can't get her to say it. All right, let's zoom up here.
Michael Fontaine.
Michael Fontaine.
Michael Fontaine.
Michael Fontaine. No, I don't think
Michael
he's
Fontaine.
Okay, that's you know you're overkilling it, right?
Well, you know there's got to be an overkill of Michael Fontaine.
Oh, and Eddie Von Balloon was here earlier. Wow, what an audience. I'll tell you what, man, we did have one heck of an audience, although you wouldn't know it according to this here counter. Okay, let me read Final Fires. Hey, Dick, is that you? Is that me? Dick Tracy Doppelganger. What a dick. That's pretty good. Type O. What? Okay, do you want to go first or you want me to go?
You go.
Hey, Harry, while you're down there, could you change the light bulb in the hallway? It's kind of dark.
You know what? Mine was very similar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the guy in the dark room was going to say, go towards the light. The light bulb in this room blue.
That's funny.
Yeah, Father says, thanks. Best I got. That pick was difficult. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Made you think.
Okay, let's read Go Kart Bob. He's got one for this one. Okay. What is that arm on the door? There is an arm on the door, isn't there?
It's Peter Pan's shadow.
Uh-huh. Okay, very good, guys. Let's do a couple more. Okay, there's this one. Okay, what is that? Humphrey Bogart? Yeah. The guy looking at the other guy is Humphrey Bogart. Okay. So while you guys are coming up with something, I got something. Now I know that that's Humphrey Bogart. We'll let the audience catch up to chat. How about you, Amazon? You got anything yet?
I think I do.
All right, let's hear it.
You want me to go first?
Oh, yeah.
All right. I hear your girl had a yard sale yesterday and tried to sell her undergarments, see?
Oh, boy.
Says it right there in the paper.
Oh, boy. Okay, well, you tried.
Yeah, I tried, but that one was a hard one, and I really couldn't come up with much, so I thought that'd be a good one.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you an A for effort. Mine's probably not going to be any better. You want to hear it?
But wouldn't that be an E?
Technically, yes, but everyone says A.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, So he's looking over, and he goes, "Hey, sweetheart, can I have the funny pages when you're done with that?" And the guy's looking over like, "What the hell? Did he just call me sweetheart?"
I like that.
Okay, Follow Fire says, oh, wait, let me read. Oh, never mind. Oh, I read the news today. Oh, boy. Yeah. And Follow Fire. No, I don't want to hump you, Humphrey. I'm a woman
In search of
a woman. What is that word?
I think trying to read the personals here, see?
Oh, okay. Now, you guys, you're getting Humphrey Bogart mixed up with the other guy. or the
Go-kart Bob.
That's pretty good. You know that, but you guys, what's his name? Warren G. Robertson. You guys are getting them mixed up. He's the guy who goes, meh, 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 pshing, meh. No, hey, we got some pretty good answers on that one.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'll read one more. Hey, sweetheart, want to trade hats?
Yeah, I really like that one. That was good.
That's a good one. Okay, let's do one more. What do you say?
Sounds great to me.
Okay, this ought to be a good one. This will be our last one before we close out the show. I think this will be a really good one. Really good. Oh, it's Edward G. Robertson. I don't know why I said Warren G. Robertson. That's weird. But yeah, he was the one like, meh, meh, meh. And also, the guy who voiced Mayor Quimby in The Simpsons, or not Quimby, the police chief Wiggum in The Simpsons. When they first started filming The Simpsons, that's the voice he was going for, and then it turned into something completely different. It was like, yeah, wow, my son Ralphie, see? But then it developed into something else completely. So anyway, yeah, go ahead and title this one.
You want me to go first?
Oh, sure.
Or do you want to wait for the audience?
You know what? I'll go first this time.
Okay. Sounds great.
Oh my God, what the hell happened? Oh, my head. Wait a minute. Did I just get married to this guy? Oh my God. I don't know. And the other guy'd be like, don't worry, it'll all be over soon. I don't know.
It's just a dream.
That was funny, File Fire. Oh, that's a deep cut right there, man. I don't want to be Julia Gulia. That was from The Wedding Singer. Or no, not The Wedding Singer. What was that Adam Sandler movie where she tells him she's getting married to the guy, and his last name's Gulia, and he's like, "Oh my God, you're going to be Julia Gulia?"
I don't remember that.
Was that Wedding Singer? Anyway, yeah. Your turn.
Oh, okay. Oh my God. Did you see those two gentlemen switch hats? Does that mean we have to switch hats too?
Oh my goodness. That is so funny. She has a headache tonight. Oh, that's funny. Okay, that was from The Wedding Singer. Cool. But yeah, hey, I had a good time with these what the dub type things.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Oh, and you do know that there's one last picture that I sent you of a character we know.
Certain character, a guy with.
Yep, and Mr. Hand just got fed up again. He really pushes it.
Well, I mean, he does like to get in the mischief a lot. Lots of mischief. So let's go ahead and take a look at that before we close the show out. All right, there you go.
Ta-da! Can we guess where he's at? Where did Mr. Hand put him this time?
I wonder if those trays underneath him give it away.
Possibly. Yep, look at him trying to get out. Oh no! That's what you get.
Yeah, that's right, Mr. Bill. You devil, you.
And there's our Mr. Bill photo for the week.
Mr. Bill photo for the week.
Oh, you think he'd get tired of getting into mischief and getting into trouble?
Yeah, you think. I mean, especially after you had him on the George Foreman grill that one time.
I know, right? Still ain't had enough, though. That Mr. Bill.
But hey, seriously though, folks, we really enjoyed having you guys on and chatting in there, and just, we try to dish out the best of Shifty Sunday each and every week, but sometimes, I might not be feeling the energy levels, might not be there. When I first came on, I know I didn't have the best of intros. So in a way, before we ship all of you out into the world, let me go ahead and make up for that. All right, let me go ahead and let's do this. First, here's the pre-intro that I would have said. Hey, everybody. It is now an hour ahead of time. And you know what that means. Yes, it's Sunday, but not just any ordinary Sunday. It is Shifty Sunday. So sit back, relax, undo your slacks, and have yourself some snacks, because Shifty Sunday starts now. And then I would play the intro like so. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Shifty Sunday. I'm your host with the most, that likes turtle soup on my toast. Hebrew77 here, along with good old Amazon Lion. See? And then
that was crazy. Hebrew77, I love you.
Oh man, I'll tell you, just imagine like someone who was just getting here thinking that was the beginning of the show right there.
Right. Replay or live.
Is it live or is it Memorex?
Oh man, that was good.
Well, with that being said, let me give this room a shout out.
Oh yeah, let's do.
Fire working the chat here tonight. We got Gold Cart Bob screeching in. Oh, that's a good screech.
Fire always love them compliments or them comments. You can give me compliments too. I don't mind.
And it looks like
heck.
they were the duration of the audience tonight. Fire and Go Kart Bob.
Well, we had, John Nada here.
John Nada. Well, no, wait. I'm getting to that. I'm getting to it.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
We had John Nada. Eddie Von Balloon was here as well. And you were in there. You came in there.
Yeah, it was because of the way you made my face.
Did you like that?
Did the audience get to see a good chunk of it?
I'm sure.
I wish my hair looked that good. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. They need to give me that wig.
It's pretty bad when a guy
has better hair than I do.
Yeah.
That wig.
It most likely is a wig. You're right. But anyway,
and if it's natural hair,
I won't.
Woo.
Yeah. I won't jump back on
jealous.
That. But I had a good time here tonight, sharing the memes, sharing the news topics, sharing the hot topics, you with your creepy critters. And I'd like to thank you once again for being on here with me. And I'd like to thank everybody in our chat for being very chatty, and the people who are going to watch this again later, or even the lurkers who are lurking in the lurker lounge. Thanks to all of you.
Well, thank you, Go Kart Bob. He likes the picture. Yes, I love that color hair. I'm definitely going to get it done again. That is rose gold. Very pretty hair color.
That's what Fire said, rose gold.
Oh, it's one of my favorite colors. In jewelry, in hair, clothes, shoes.
Well, do you have any final thoughts?
Well, my final thoughts, you're all on my mind, in my prayers, in my thoughts, and lots of, peace and love. And I hope to see you next week. Have a wonderful week, everyone, or at least try your best to. And Hebrew77, it's been wonderful. Thank you so much. And I'll see you next week.
All right. With that being said, this has been Shifty Sunday for Amazon Lion. This is Hebrew77 saying good night, everybody. Drive safe. And don't forget to tip your waitresses. Well, but if you do tip them, make sure they land in a comfortable spot. Good night, everybody. Well, that was the end of the show. And as far as shows go, this one was boss, don't you know? However, kindly stopping by Shifty Sunday, and we'll see you folks all again next time. Same Shifty Sunday time, same Shifty Sunday channel right here on Hebrew 77 channel for Amazon Lion and Hebrew 77, and anybody else who might be on this week's broadcast. We'd like to wish you a good night, drive home safely, and don't forget to tip your waitresses. Just don't tip them too far, they might fall over. Thanks, folks. Have a wonderful night.